What is going on, wonderful world of YouTube, internet in general? This is Deshaun Johnson again, back for a vlog, episode number, what episode is this? I think this is 8. I could be wrong. I have to go back and count. But anyway, don't hold me to that. Correct me in the comments section below. But in any case, in this video, what I'm going to be talking about per title, being your own boss is dumb. Here's why. I think I actually kind of briefly went in depth on my thoughts. Kind of spoke about it in passing, maybe in my last vlog, but I thought I'd just kind of build on this. Outside of teaching, I actually have some other things going on. Outside of this, I'm doing web design development. I have another project with my brother called glambition.com. I sell and create products. I have a lot of stuff going online right now that I actually don't physically have any employees or anything like that. And if you consider just making products and that sort of thing and selling it online, being your own boss, then I guess great. But to be honest with you, let's take Glambition, for example, the brand I'm actually co-running with my brother. You know, right now it's just me and him just doing it with a couple of people that we're actually talking about bringing onto the team. And to be honest with you, actually anticipating maybe in the future, depending on this growth, because Glambition is growing, because people love Grambling, and the whole focus of Glambition is to actually emphasize the people that have made the city of Grambling what it actually is, because Grambling by itself is just a location, but it's the people that are essential to Grambling's growth, and the love and the support and the culture that's been created there. And what we and him do, we just put a microscope even more so on that, and we really expose a lot of the great things that's going on in Grambling. So, and it's just growing. But in the future, we probably have to anticipate bringing more people on, talking to people, looking for writers, content creators. And if that's you, then y'all need to hit us up. Y'all need to inbox us on Facebook or the site itself, glambition.com. And yeah, it's, you know, anticipating having to do all that, dealing with maybe employee identification numbers and business identification numbers later. All these are things you have to think about. We had to think about a trademark. You know, we had to communicate every day. You know, being your own boss. You know, a lot of people, this whole narrative online, and I was gonna make a sole video about this, but I guess I'll speak about it now. But there's this narrative online about, you know, be your own boss, like fire your boss, you know, destroy your alarm clock. You know, in this case, I guess you're going to be destroying your iPhone, because I don't know who carries an alarm clock these days. But you got this narrative of just live the life of your dreams. And, you know, reality is that, you know, spend all the time with your children. Well, anytime soon, I'm not taking my kids out of the public school system. We don't have the money for private school at this moment. And even if we did have the money, I would still, me being a teacher now, I know there's still some good in the public school system, you know, and my family's not people that believes in just separating ourselves from parts of society, because God has us doing some really phenomenal things, and you don't split yourself apart from the ruffians. Now, you don't participate in the activities that some people are doing, but you don't separate yourselves from the people. That's just not what it is. And I know I can have that attitude a lot of the times, but yeah, for the most part, you know, it's that narrative. So my kids are in school all day. If I live the life of my dreams, okay, I drop my kids off at daycare right now. You know, my wife, she still loves being a counselor. She'll probably go to work. Okay, let's just say I'm at home all by myself right now. What am I going to do with all that time? Now I have to actually have some sort of discipline. I have to be self-disciplined. Okay, now I have enough self-discipline where if I am at home, I could actually sit up here and I could focus more time on creating products. I could focus more time on getting some graphic design and web design work done. Like, I will kill some time, and I will definitely use it for that sort of productivity. But let's say if I didn't have that self-discipline, the temptation is there to just sit around and just be in my underwear playing DC Universe Online, PlayStation 4, Batman Arkham Knight. It's just there. It's just there. So there's this narrative, you know, and at one point in time, I wanted to make $1 million just so I could play video games all day. Like, deep down inside, I think that's something that's still inside of me, so I can still have more free time to do that. But, you know, as you get into doing business, it has to be bigger than just you. And I'm learning that. that's been the hardest thing, because being in business has always been a selfish thing, and the narrative is actually very selfish. Live the life of your dreams, fire your boss, but nobody ever like sells the actual dream of, and I'm not gonna say nobody ever, but when you're hearing that narrative, you'll never hear in that narrative to help as many people as possible, make somebody else's life better, edify others. What your business could, change the world. You really don't hear that narrative. It's just really this selfish. It's just really this selfish claim inside of that decree that you always hear these online marketers talk about, these internet marketers, et cetera, et cetera. And I fell right into that cesspool at one point in time. So, if being your own boss is just really just being about you and just selfishness, then, okay, I guess that is the life of your dreams. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Spend more time with your family. And a lot of people really just want a selfish lifestyle. That's really behind it all. That's really what's actually subconsciously being, pushed, at least promoted. That's what I believe. So, being your own boss sucks, because the reality is, and I was actually just listening to a John Samez video, and he actually was talking about some really good things about. He was talking about an instance to where he had a goal that he was trying to hit, making $1 million, and then it's like, once I get to that goal, well, now what do I do? And it's like you spend all your time scraping and grinding for that one goal, and then you get there, and it's just like, oh man. And then the thing is, he just actually didn't. I think the thing that he didn't grapple with was the fulfillment part. And that was the thing that he came to a realization, was that, it has to be something more than just reaching $1 million. So that was just proof right there that money doesn't solve everything. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing, I think. That's the biggest thing. For me right now, I think it's all about fulfillment. A lot of people like to, boo-boo on teaching. Everybody wants to get out of public education, and, nobody wants to teach these kids today. But we need people. We need somebody that's going to have a thick skin and have some emotional intelligence and strength in order to withstand a lot of the behaviors and see through all that and meet the needs of the kids. We need people, because everybody doesn't have money to put their kids in private school, and we need people to teach the so-called, I guess, the bottom of the barrel, students of society. I guess if that's what you're thinking, or label them more outcasts, and like, minority students, lower income students. Everybody doesn't have money to go to a private school right now at this moment. So we need people, and for teaching, I get a lot of fulfillment, even while I'm doing all this other stuff. If I was to get out of teaching personally, it would be to focus on the other endeavors and continue to make products and all those sorts of things that's going to make other people's lives better. With my series on Teachers Pay Teachers, my last minute lessons for English teachers, because that's what my specialty and expertise is in, is just English. I build those products. Actually, I built those products out of experience, because I was asked to do a blitz for our state tested, and the way that I had to really come up with an assignment that would be really easy and simple, and just always resourceful to go back to. And when I actually compiled this assignment, I was like, well, man, hey, I could actually package this. Like, this was a benefit to me, so I know this would help somebody else out. So that's what I did. I started packaging it, the audios I was completing for the stories I was delivering to the kids, the questions I created, and a series was created out of that. And what I started to do, I just started to create more and more of that so other teachers can have it, because I knew how it benefited me. It'll definitely create a surplus for them for when they're in, those little tight times, or they just need a complete lesson without a lot of like thinking about it and how they're going to align everything to it. So that's just what I would be doing. I would just be creating products and thinking about how is this going to make everybody else's lives better, instead of like, is this making me a ton of money? Now, let's not be foolish. You do have to survive, and a living has to be made, but you have to put people first. I'm going to throw a scripture in there. Love thy Lord thy God with all our heart and soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. And, when you love your neighbors, the second part of that is loving your neighbors. You can't X people out, God first, and then you can't X people out. So it has to be about denying yourself, setting yourself aside, not looking to your own things, but looking to the things of others, and just really making sure that everybody else is successful. So I create products and I do services to see other people succeed in their business and have some success in the classroom, and many more things. Building a culture with Grambition, even edifying it more, because we're celebrating the life of a lot of the people that actually came through to that. All right, so anyway, I think I talked enough in this video. I went on for like 10 minutes already. I had a lot to get out, obviously. Thanks for watching. If you want to carry this conversation further, be sure to leave a comment down below, and also check out my series on Teachers Pay Teachers. If you're an English teacher, that's the target. That's my target market. That's the people that I look to help to connect my expertise with. Okay, be sure to also check out, if you're looking at this and you're from Grambling, Grambition.com. Deshaun Johnson, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. God bless you.